Hey guys, so I'm back at it again with a deck profile. I'm not in my actual normal house in the suburbs. I'm actually in my condo, so I just wanted a little change of scenery. And yeah, so I'm filming another deck profile. So you guys are probably wondering, oh, you already did one pretty recently and all that, but apparently, Banlist happened not too long ago, and yeah, I had to tweak the deck a bit. So I thought it'd be appropriate to make another post Banlist competitive hero deck profile. And we'll go through the same things all over again. We'll go through the main, the extra, and then the side. So we'll start off with the main. As you can obviously see, I don't have my normal traditional setup with my gimbal arm and stuff, so we're just gonna have to make do with what I have. I just have my laptop on me right now. So, anyways, to start off with, uh, we play three Stratos. So pretty much this is a going first build, so three Stratos is kind of mandatory for that. It's your searcher, pops back row, really really good. Nothing really left to say about that. Now your other elemental heroes, you play solid, you play liquid, and then also one mist. So all of these have their own kind of unique effects. Solid is kind of cool because he can do use two of his effects in the same turn. So the special from an elemental hero from your hand or a hero level 4 or under, and then also the special from grave when a spell card is used on him. So like polymerization. So you get to kind of if you have this Stratos, Mist, or Forest in your hand, you can kind of go kind of like +4, +5, and end with like a Wonder Driver, Dark Law, set mass change, and maybe Ab Zero. So it's kind of a cool combo that you can do. And then Elemental Hero Liquid Soldier, really, really good. Both of his effects tend to come up for me but most of the time you kind of want him to be in your hand so you can go for the draw two, discard one, and then have the miracle, hold on the miracle, and then save it for another turn. But there's sometimes when you want to just turbo Dark Claw, and with Dangerous, what you can do is you could just with one Fusion Destiny, just use him to make Dark Claw. And, I have a combo video for that, so you guys can take a look at that. And then Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist is always really good, but to be honest, I don't want to see more than one in my hand a lot of the times because he can be bricky. So, like, two Shadow Mists in your hand, it's pretty much, it becomes like the one of them becomes a brick and that could be a more useful card that you kind of need to extend your plays, or even when you're going second, you lose a dice roll, you want to have another interruption or a board breaker that you can potentially have. So that's why I like to keep it at one. And if I need another one, I just recur it with cards that I play in this deck. So you'll get to see them as we get going over there. And then for the other one Honest Neos, so pretty self-explanatory. He kind of protects your heroes, your Dark Claw, your Bane, your Plasma. So yeah, so you play the one of. Next, really important engine, three Forest. So these guys are like really expensive. Even Increase as well too. Increase, I think it went up to $35-$40. I don't know. Americans and their stimmies right now, just they're buying everything, and heroes are just going up like crazy. Like I look every single other day, and I notice that the prices of heroes are going up. Like be it Ulti Stratos or Ulti Darklaw, it's kind of crazy. Like just making me think like, oh, if I sell this deck, I can make I can pay for rent for like pretty much half the year. But nah, I love heroes way too much, and I'll probably end up buying back the deck anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Um, okay, so two Bions. Yeah, so it's pretty much three Forests because you want to see in hand, two Increase because you want to brick with it, and then two Vions because even if you do brick with it, um, you want to be able to use the engine still. And then also, if you have even multiples of this in your hand, it's still not that bad because you can normal it. You can dump Mist, add the Liquid Soldier, and then you can kind of go off and at least have uh, Sunrise, Liquid, and then a draw two, discard one, where you can potentially get something like Fusion Destiny or Mass Change. So pretty good. And then we play two. This is for the Destiny Hero package, so two Mali. It's only at two, so you have to play two. Uh, Fortunately, it's not at three, but I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. Um, Play one Decider. So I know a lot of people are either on the Decider, Celestial, or Drawhand camp. I was pro Celestial, but last couple formats I've been kind of into the Decider side because he kind of like fits my playstyle a little bit more now, especially when I'm going first. I get a I usually when I use Fusion Destiny, I get a guaranteed +1, and that's like a guaranteed Stratos or Liquid for my next turn, judging by how my plays are. So definitely really good. And I found I was actually resolving him more than Celestial. So I just feel that's really good. Decider I find is like a good card again. Like if you're already winning, you're gonna make sure that you're keeping things that way. So it just adds more pressure. It keeps on applying pressure. Whereas Celestial felt like more like a Hail Mary card. Like you have no cards in your hand and you just kind of swing for the fences and hope you get ashed and then you draw into something nice. So I don't like to leave things at that. I like to know and be in somewhat control. So that's why I kind of like Decider's effect. And he also has a pretty cool Grave effect where he gets to protect from burn damage. So like you're facing a lot against the Mine decks, Dragoons. So you can potentially help yourself save yourself from getting OTK'd, and then you could bring back Decider back to your hand, so you have another material, so you can mass change or even just another body on the field to go into. So we have one Dynatag. Dynatag is still pretty cool. Use them for your Dystopia pops. Banish him from grave. Unfortunately, it's not quick. You have to kind of like banish it and then target whatever card you want to boost up the Destiny hero. So usually it's Dystopia, but sometimes you might on the off chance boost up Plasma to make him bigger as well too. You never know, but definitely comes up, and he has a pretty good Battle Fader effect where it protects your life points. So just in case you get Grand Maju to death, which happened today unfortunately at locals, so this would definitely help with that if it was in my hand during that time. And then one Plasma. Plasma, definitely I find he's a lot better this format. Didn't really do as much last time because, Drytrons, he's had a way out with Natasha, but you don't really see that many Dries now because, it's just like they're kind of sleeping on the deck because they're waiting for the support coming in June because they find like it's not as consistent as it was before. I think a lot of people are playing Drytron Megaliths, but yeah, I think the original version, everyone was kind of like, okay, it was kind of degenerate, and they kind of like was able to get so much advantage with the build from before with the Union Carrier and the Union Carrier hits and the other hit, I forget what it was. Um, yeah, the Union Carrier hit and yeah, wow, that's strange. I can't think of it from the top of my head. Ben 10. The Ben 10 hit as well too. Kind of was a bit overkill. So yeah, they're just waiting for the support coming, and then that'll probably make the deck get more play after that. So for the Evil Hero package, I play one Prodigy, one Necrom, and one Dusted Gold. So the Prodigy is kind of a cool extender. It's a good body to get in the field, even though it isn't a hero. I don't know why Konami didn't make Cross Crusader just say two heroes. It just would have made it so much easier, but I don't know. It is what it is. And it still comes up. Like every now and then you do use this effect where you can tribute, you could just special this and then, tribute a forest and then get the +1. So it does come up every now and then. Not very often. But this guy, Necrom, like you can get him engraved in so many ways, dumping off forests, dumping off of a liquid, draw two, discard one, Bion dump, you name it. Any way you can get him in grave, even Fusion Destiny. So you have like 4 or 5 different ways of just getting him in the grave. And you can just banish him, and then you can get your Prodigy or your Adusted Gold. But most often than not, you're going to get your your prodigy because it's your dark, and you want your dark, right? So it's just you want your dark for because you're going to be under Fusion Destiny, and you can go into your cool combos with that, and you want to be able to use a dusted gold from your hand and discard to search Dark Calling. So that's it for that. And for the only hand traps I play, I just play 2 Ash. So Ash is kind of generic. Going first, I don't want to brick with too much hand traps, so I just kind of cut it down to 2. So to keep it simple like that, Ash is still good against Red Eyes Fusion. It's good against pretty much every deck. Every deck needs to search. It's not super high impact, but it definitely comes up. And for some reason, they're super expensive now. So I have secrets, as you can obviously see. They're for some reason 150 to $200 this week. It's just I don't know what's going on. The world is going crazy right now. Now for the spells, 3 mass change. Not gonna explain this. You play mass heroes. You need Dark Claw, Acid, Blast. So you need mass change, and also Imperm is actually getting more play now, which is awesome. So you can actually change the target and um, dodge Veiler and Imperm with mass change. So that's really cool too. 3 Fusion Destiny again for my kind of build for going first. I find Fusion Destiny is really good. I know some people were kind of going in on Sam for not playing Fusion Destiny, but that's just his choice, and he kind of plays a going second variant where he just wants to go off and OTK his opponent and stuff. Whereas going second, Fusion Destiny is decent, but at the same time, like you want to I guess draw board breakers like lightning storms, Dark Ruler no Mores, and hand traps just to make sure your opponent has a lackluster board and just go for the OTK. So I kind of understand what he's doing. I thought it was kind of unfair that a lot of people are going in on him because he didn't say Fusion Destiny was bad. He's saying it just wasn't his fitting his playstyle because he feels that Heroes is more one punch man, punch you in the face, and OTK after. But I like to sit on Dark Law Plasma, and then maybe sometimes have Dystopia to protect Plasma and Dark Law. I'm kind of a nut when it comes to heroes, so I play a bit different. So and it works for me. So and then for the searchers, we play a Hero Lives, Rota, and then 1 Ecall. So I find that the deck is pretty consistent enough, and I kind of want to fit in more techs. So that's why I had to cut down the e-calls down to 1. But you have 3 base searchers, you have 3 Stratos, 3 Forests. I think that's enough for searching, and the deck is still pretty consistent as is. Now for the fusion spells, all of which are searchable: Poly, Miracle, and Dark Calling. So yeah, all of them are searchable from monsters. Poly searchable with Bion. You banish and then you add Poly in your hand. Miracle searchable with Sunriser, and then Dark Calling is searchable with Adusted. Both of these are actually you can recur them with Wonder Driver, which is what people should do because definitely comes up in a lot of my duels. So definitely Wonder Driver is a very good card for that. But we'll go into that more when you get into the extra deck. I play now because thank the Lord VFD Chi Pop is gone. I play 3 Forbidden Droplets. So, and as is evident in the price of Forbidden Droplets right now, as they fucking skyrocket, it's really important this format, especially against Dragon Link. You need droplets against pretty much all the meta decks. Droplets definitely puts in work. And then droplets has some really cool interactions that people aren't really aware of. Like if you have Absolute Zero and you use droplets as and use the Ab Zero as material, you get to the negate and you get to clear the field. So it's pretty much like an onboard gamma when you use Absolute Zero and droplets, which is really really cool. And it definitely comes up in my duels, and a lot of people I face against are just like, "What the hell just happened to me? I just got punched in the face," and I just love that combo. I might even love that more than Absolute Acid, to be honest, because it comes up more, not for me at least. And then for the one-ofs, kind of play one tactics. One tactics is kind of nice. I'm seeing a lot of Dragoons now. A lot of people still hand trap, because they're still, they don't want to lose the dice roll to Dragon Link, so they're main decking Drolls and Nibiru's and whatnot. So this tactics is good for still extending your plays. You can also, if your hand is still good after you get hand trapped, you can rip a card from their hand to make sure that they have that you can get rid of the Nibiru, and then also yeah, also the draw two. This draw two definitely comes up to when you can't extend your plays and you don't want to get OTK'd. So really, really cool. And then Cosmic. So I play one Cosmic because I've been seeing a lot of back row still lately. You see Mystic Mind, Guru is still very prevalent and all that. I saw actually someone play Guru Numeron still, even though Zexal got hit. So definitely saved my butt in one of the games over there. So yeah, Cosmic as you don't want to auto lose to a deck. So that's why I play one Cosmic removal just so I don't auto lose, and we can go from there. And obviously play the rest in my side deck. Okay, so that's for the main. For the extra deck, actually that's the side deck. Sorry. So for the extra deck, we play two Dark Claws. So Dark Claw is still pretty good this format. Zoo Eldritch. It's good against the at least the Eldritch part, and it's also pretty good against what is it? Bird Up that I'm seeing lately. So it definitely stops the grave, which they kind of get their plays going. Yeah, it's also good against Dragonlings because Dragonlings also need their graves as well too, and they kind of go off on banishing things from the grave. And if everything's already banished, then they can't go off, right? So and this in Honest Neos is really really nice, especially if you have some protection as well too. So we also have we play the one Asteroid Blast, kind of nice. It's a nice tech card, and again, as I said earlier, Imperm is starting to get more play. Valor is getting play too with budget players. So, you mass change your Stratos and you can keep your plays going, and then you get to get two additional cool effects that come up, especially for aggro kind of builds. And then you can just keep your plays going. You can get rid of back row as well too. So, if your opponent does play, there can only be one, and or if they have a big monster and he has a lot of attack, you can use the Boral Sword effect, where you get to half the monster's attack and then go off from there, and then go off, add forests, and then just keep on going into your plays. It just adds options. Play one acid for the Ab Zero acid combo, so because you have liquid as a target, liquid and Ab Zero comes up. Speaking of which, Ab Zero, so pretty much partner in crime, leaves the field and then pretty much nukes the board. And yeah, use droplets with this. It's very, very, very underrated. It definitely cripples a lot of people if it usually gets pulled off. So you play one Sunrise. So Sunrise is really nice too. Has three built-in effects that always come up. So you get to buff your monsters, you get the Search Miracle, and then you also get a pop when you attack, or if when your monster attacks any other heroes except for this. And you get like a nice little pop and nice little pseudo protection. Definitely slept on in this deck. We have the one Bane. Bane is really nice. Bane definitely puts in work. And then I was kind of laughing last format when when people were saying that Bane wasn't good. Like, I want to know what they're smoking, because Bane is and will always be good for the deck. Like, it just puts in way too much work, especially in the mid to late game state. Like, it's just when both of you guys are low on resources and you get this guy on the field, he pretty much can out Dragoon as well too if Dragoon isn't buffed. So you just crash and attack over him, and then pretty much proceed to dominate the game. And his board wipe effect definitely comes up as well too. And he gets big. He gets big real fast, especially with that and Honest Neos and Dread Decimator. Definitely puts in work. For the D hero, so we play one Dangerous. Dangerous is really nice for the Adusted. No, for the nice Fusion Destiny Dark Claw combo. So you need Dangerous to do that. He also kind of I use Dangerous to kind of also go into Dustopia Plasma when I have the option. I haven't been doing that much lately, but it definitely does come up, and it did come up a lot last format, so I expect it to come up more. I just haven't played too much this format. I just kind of know after facing locals and online play how to combat it, and it's just like Dinos and Dragon Link are the decks to kind of beat right now. And also, you have some cool like tier 1.5, tier 2 decks like Bird Up. You know, Zoo Eldritch is still, I think, still tier 1.5, tier 1 or something because it was still pretty good last format. I didn't get hit at all. Guru, Dragoon, Turbo is still pretty tough. So definitely, you know, definitely those are the decks to beat right now. And yeah, and Plasma and Dystopia kind of puts in work. So I expect it to do more. Like it pretty much stops Dragon Link if they don't get their plays. They need their effects on the field to kind of go off. So it's just stops them in their tracks kind of. And then we played the one Dystopia. Dystopia is nice too. Comes up against Zoo Eldritch. You get to pop the one normal summon of the Zodiac monster, or and then you just gotta pray that they don't have Barrage, the one of to extend their plays. So and he also comes up in time. He actually came up today. I kind of burned my opponent twice with Dystopia, brought him back from grave, and I had Decider still there. You know, definitely I won. He came up in time against actual duels, like long grindy duels. He definitely comes up, and people kind of forget about that. And the pops are always nice as well too. And then the one Dystopia that I explained earlier as well too, and he's kind of good because he protects um, um, heroes being destroyed in battle or by card effects. So it's a nice little protection. So for Dark Claw or Plasma, I played the one Trinity. It comes up every now and then, not as much, but if I don't want to commit to 5 summons, I don't. I notice that my opponent has cards in his hand. I'll try to go into Trinity if my opponent doesn't have any back row or I have smooth sailing, and then I'll just and he has 2 monsters on the field. I'll usually go in this and attack for game. Still a good boy. I play the 2 Cross Crusaders. Yeah, you need the 2. That definitely comes up all the time. I think every game for me, like I always go into the second Cross Crusader or every other game. And yeah, if you do need the third one, again, you could just use Decider to recur that resource maybe, because you can also use extra deck monsters as well too. A lot of people forget that. One Decimator. Decimator is really nice. He gets really big in mid to late game state, which a lot of people don't realize because you get because I play lots of different heroes in this deck. So definitely he can go up to like 4K, and I've had him at times do that just by himself. So definitely pretty cool. And then one Wonder Driver for the recursion. A lot of people kind of sleep on this card. This card is actually really good, and I think it's they don't play well. It's because they missed the third Mally, but I find when I have Necrom and stuff, I still get his effects off. So definitely really good and comes up, especially when you have to use your mass change. Um, it's good to kind of go into your plays, make Wonder Driver, and then banish the Mally, and then bring back the mass change, and just keep going on your plays, and then so you have another mass change on the field. So definitely really good. Definitely slept on. You always want to have Darklaw on the field, and that kind of helps you with that as well too. So now for the extra deck, no, the side deck. So we'll go through this real fast. It's pretty basic. So we have 3 drag down to the grave. So normally I play exchange, but because of online remote duels, I have to play this because exchange is actually illegal. So I'm kind of like it does come up and it does work, but there's the off chance that when how it works is that you guys look at each other's hands, you pretty much discard a card and then you draw a card at the end. Your opponent can ash it though. That's the thing. So when your opponent ashes it, most likely they have nib or something really spicy in their hand. So I try not to overcommit because I don't want to get nibbed or don't want to get my board broken by whatever they have. So that usually comes up. another cool interaction with drag down is if you have Dark Law on the field already. So if you have a way to make Dark Law, you just use this, take a look at their hand. Whatever you send to the grave gets banished, and then off the draw one, you get to banish another card again by having the rip effect. So kind of cool, but I'm kind of leaning towards for remote duels maybe Prohibition, but I don't know. This card hasn't failed me yet, but at the same time, like I was playtesting against my Dino friend, and it didn't do as much work as I thought it would. So you know, I definitely do miss Exchange. Exchange, I would definitely 100% run over Drag Down, but for now it's all right. It's just a way so you can not get nibbed. And unfortunately, if your opponent has like two nibs in their hand, then what are you gonna do? It is what it is at that point. So again, for more hand traps, we play the three Droll and Lockbirds. So I only have two of the LTs right now. So I'm kind of like I ended up getting Ultra today because I needed it for remote duels. And I'm looking for one more LT, but I'm probably gonna get a 4-in-1 because I tend to like the foreign altis because they're darker and more detailed, and they're better quality. So I'm just gonna wait for that, and then hopefully, yeah, it's just Drolls. Everything pretty much on the market, anything matter relevant right now is very very expensive. So even these Drolls, like my buddy, well, I bought them back from him, so like he gave me a decent deal on them. But Drolls right now, they're pretty expensive as well too. I think they're like, I don't know, maybe like 150 US or something, like the Altis. So I got them a lot cheaper than that. But I'm still looking for a 4-in-1, and hopefully I'll find one soon, just to make the deck more pretty. And then we play 3 Lancia. Oh yeah, again. Oh yeah, also because Droll is really good against Dragon Link and pretty much Dogmatica invoked. Shadal, Shadal is actually getting a lot of play now. Shadal is actually kind of a scary deck. It's very resilient, and it's getting more support as well too. So I don't know how much more the support is actually going to help it. I think it gives them one or two more options. I think two of the cards are pretty decent. One of them is kind of but definitely a good it's a very resilient deck to play against. Mostly because they have the other engines. They have Shadal, the Alistair, the Invoked, and then you have the what you call they have the Dogmatica stuff, which is kind of annoying to deal with as well too. But that's that. So Droll is one of the better hand traps in this format, and also it's really good against Dino as well too, because Dinos actually do a lot of adding now. Every competitive Dino player should be or are playing Prosperity, and if you Droll them after the Prosperity, kind of stops their plays and leaves them dead in their tracks a bit. So definitely, definitely a good card to side against them as well too. And then another good card to side against Dinos is the Lancias, obviously. So looking for the one more secret. I have a gold, I think, over here, but yeah, Lancias is really good. Lancias is good against Eldritch. It's good against Dragon Links as well too, because they banish with a lot of their chaos dragons and grave. A lot of decks in general banish, even like Tri Brigade, like a lot of the Tri Brigade and Leerless monsters, like they banish to get their effects from grave. So you need to play Lancia against them, and Lancia is very good. So those are like the two really powerful hand traps, I think, now. And now that the format's kind of changed a bit with Virtual World and Drytron fading out a bit. I was playing Gamma before, but I find that these are more high impact Droll and Lancia, so definitely you need to play those now. So for back row removal, you play 2 Cosmics. Cosmics is still a really, really good card. It's good against Eldritch, good against back row decks, which is still around. You'll see Gurus and Ultra Guys wherever locals you go to. Play 2 Lightning Storms, really, really good as well too. It's good for clearing back row removal, clearing monsters as well too. And then play the 1 Reboots, and then the 1 Harpy Feather Duster. So that was the deck profile. Hope you guys liked it. Yeah, so I feel heroes are pretty nice in this format, and I find this deck is actually really, really consistent against it. It's just especially with the side deck now. I'm happy that the format is not so diverse because you can side. You have a better way of siding now. Like before, you had to have so many different kind of hand traps, and it was very very annoying to side for. But now it's kind of settled a bit. So far, I'm kind of happy with the ban list. I would have liked if they had more new kind of things, like kind of old cards that were on the ban list and this came back into fruition. Like it would have been nice if Electromite came back because I have a lot of Pendulum friends that wanted him back, and definitely would bring that deck back into, I guess, play. Probably not competitive play, but still would be a really good deck. And then yeah, like even like cool like cards like Kieran or even Masterpiece. I know Masterpiece. A lot of people are on the fence with Masterpiece, but yeah, I just wanted them to get creative. I think they'll probably do that for the next ban list. But overall, pretty happy they got rid of Zexal, VFD. Those cards needed to go. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching the deck profile, and like, comment, subscribe, and just keep staying tuned. Thanks for the support.